Hey everyone, and welcome to this new speed build in The Sims 4. And before I get really into the voiceover, I really want to apologize for two things. The first thing is, I was sick last week, so my voice sounds still kind of weird, and I really want to apologize for this. My pronunciation is probably not going to be the best because my nose is still stuffed up and I'm still kind of sick still, so you know. I'm doing my best, and I really want to apologize for this and for the mispronunciations that's probably going to happen during the entirety of this video. And second apology is for how fast this speed build is going to be. Because I actually started building this house, I'm actually building this house for my current household, and so I started building this house earlier last week. And then I got sick, and as I was building the house, when I was sick, I was doing things very slowly because I was so slow. And then when I edited the video, I was still kind of sick, and I was still very slow, so I sped up the video, not faster than I usually do, but I should actually have edited it, or actually sped the video a little bit less fast than I usually do, because I, for some reason, moved around really quickly, even though I thought that I was kind of slow. It was kind of a weird situation when I thought that I was slow, but in fact I wasn't. You know, that was kind of weird. Anyway, I should have edited the video differently, so I'm really sorry for how quick and how fast this video is going to be, especially when I'm building the house and I'm turning around the house. It sometimes can feel a little dizzy, so I'm really sorry for this. It's not going to happen for the next 2 speed builds that I will have up on the channel this week, and I'm so excited for this because, you know, when you are sick, for some reason it's when you are the most productive in The Sims. How strange is that? So I actually managed to build another house and a park actually, which is not a first for me because I actually built a park when the toddler stuff pack came out, but this one it's a bit more laid back and casual and kind of normal type of park. So yeah, I have 2 other speed builds to upload on the channel, and I'm really excited for those. And also these 2 other speed builds are not going to be as long as this one. As I said, this house, and as you can see actually it's a big house, and I built this house for my current household. And if you haven't seen the video, first of all, I really suggest you go and check it out, and second of all, I really want to thank to all of you guys who have seen my current household and who have supported me for the current household and who seem to be enjoying it as much as I am, so thank you so much for this. So also there's going to be no spoilers in this house for the family, maybe 1 or 2, but they're not, I mean, I talked about them in the current household update, so that's fine. But as I said, I started building this house earlier last week when actually I was just done with the current household update, so by the time I was building this house, nothing had happened with the family, but by the time I'm making this voiceover, a lot of things have happened. I've been playing in this house and in another couple of different houses that I did of the gallery for Max Villarreal, because in a sense I'm playing with the Villarreal family. It's kind of official and unofficial, I don't know, it's kind of strange. I'm playing with Luna Villarreal, Hugo Villarreal, Max Villarreal, though Max is in a different household. Anyway, I really suggest you go and check out the current household video because I'm having so much fun with it and I kind of like their story. And I really wanted for the family to have a house that suited more their needs, because they were living in a house that was built by Soft Sims, and even though I love this house so much, the house they were living in, when I did the current household update, the house was really small. And one of the Sim, Luna, got into the social media career, and I wanted to play around with her fame level and play around with this idea that she was a social media celebrity. So I wanted for her to make some videos, and this is why I thought that it could be nice for them to have a nice house. For, first of all of their children to have their own bedrooms, because at the time I was making the voiceover, the twins were sharing the same bedroom. And also for Luna to have her office, where she could record her videos, where she could work on her social media. I wanted also to have a couple easels here and there so that Sam could be painting whenever he felt like it. And also I wanted to have a nice kitchen, because Hugo, he's really into cooking, so I wanted for him to have a nice kitchen to play in, have fun in, and cook all the good meals in, you know? So this is why I really wanted for them to have a very nice house and kind of a personalized house as well. The one thing I've been struggling a lot with this house is the landscaping, and you will see that very quickly. because I've been editing out every time I was doing the landscaping because I spent so much time trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I just redone everything. I was just deleting whatever I had done because I was not pleased with it. I kept the most important part, but I've skipped most of it. And by the way, when I finished editing the video, so when I sped up the video on my video editor software, I ended up with a footage of almost 50 minutes long. So by just editing out the entirety, or almost entirety of the landscaping, I actually managed to fit the video under 30 minutes. So this is why this speed build is very long, but I tried to cut all the things that were not that important into the build and keep everything that actually made it to the final cut of this build. But yet the video ended up being very long because I'm not used building big houses like this one. And by the way, I think the house is worth it's a little bit under 140,000 simoleons, which is really expensive for me, because I actually needed a new house for Max because he has moved out. He was living on the island of Windenburg, but the house he was living in was actually kind of small for everything that he wanted to do. So I had him move out at some point, and I was looking at all the other houses that I have made throughout my time in The Sims 4, and most of my houses are between 40,000 simoleons and 80,000 simoleons. So I'm not building very expensive houses, but this one, I'm, in a way, kind of proud because I managed to have a house worth more than 100,000 simoleons, so I'm really happy with that. And also, I've been playing in this house, as I said, for almost the past week, and everything works fine. There is no problems. This house has been played and tested and played through, and everything works fine in this house, and it's so nice. It's such a cool house to play in. And there's actually a lot of space. Also, what you're seeing being built here is not the very first try that I did with this house. I actually tried 5 times before I really started recording with this house, because I wanted to have, as you may have seen at the front of the house, there is this kind of A shape with the roof, and there was this balcony just under the roof, and I wanted to have this shape in the house. I had seen that, I think on Pinterest, or maybe on Google, I don't exactly remember. I did not even download the image, so I can't even show it to you guys, and I'm so sorry. And I think at some point I wanted to see this picture back, but I couldn't find it, so yeah, I was really frustrated. I just had what I had in mind, and I really wanted to have this shape in the house because I thought it was really interesting. But what I was worried about was that the house would be just a tube, so I tried to add different little rooms around, and when I added this diagonal type of room, I was like, this is so nice because this gives something different to the house. And this is also something that I don't usually play with, you know, the diagonal rooms. And it's actually a very handy trick, and even though it seems kind of difficult, it's not that difficult actually to build with a diagonal room. And I don't know, I just really like how the front of the house looked like. But when I figured out for the diagonal room, it was during the second or third try. So a couple try later, I finally finished the house, which is really cool. But it took me a little while to be able to have something that I was happy with the house. And when I was doing the landscaping, actually, during the parts that I cut off, I thought a couple times just starting over and doing something a bit less busy with the landscaping, because I wanted for the house, as I said earlier, to kind of fit in the neighborhood, you know, kind of as if the house had been a part of the neighborhood because I'm building on the island of Windenburg. I wanted for the house to seem as if it had been there for a little while, but also kind of stand out. So the landscaping was this part that allowed the house to seem as if it had been there for a little bit, while the house itself would just stand out. And I'm still quite not so sure about the landscaping. I feel like I could have done something better. And I tend to overdo landscaping. I tend to add too many... Oops, my cat just went on the desk. I've been yelling at him so much because he's been doing that. My boyfriend as well, because he actually walks all over his computer. He doesn't walk all over mine anymore, because once I I guess I could use the word spank him, but I was so mad because I was working on something for school, and he walked all over my PC and deleted everything I had done, and I had like 3 pages done of work, and even though I had saved, I've lost everything that I had done for some reason. I was so mad at my cat at that point, and I spanked him, and I felt bad, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to be strong and I'm not going to hug him because he's done something bad. And he hasn't been walking all over my PC ever since. So I think I've done something right. And you know, the mama cat inside of me was kind of proud because even though I felt really bad because I, in a way, hurt him, he's done something bad and he needs to learn. And my boyfriend, because he's not really allowed to be mean to my cat, I'm the only one allowed to do that because I'm his mama. So, you know. Even though I'm yelling at him to not walk all over my boyfriend's PC, he's still doing it. So I don't know, I don't want to go through all of this experience again, but I feel like it's going to be needed because he walks all over the PC, and when I'm streaming, sometimes it can be kind of annoying, you know, he just jumps on the desk, and it's just really, really annoying, but I don't know what to do to stop him. I've used, actually, oils, you know, how is it called? Peppermint oil, you know, it's these oils, I don't know how to explain, and by using this actually, the cats do not like the smell of that oil, so when he does something bad, I put some on a little piece of tissue, and I just, you know, place the tissue in front of his face and like, oh, you don't like it, do you? I know it's mean, but he's also sometimes really annoying, and actually, funny thing, I'm completely outside of the subject of the build, but anyway, you know, it's a voiceover. I have like 28 minutes to fill in, so there you go. I'm talking a bit more about my life. Plus, I'm still kind of sick, so I'm still a little bit weird, so there you go. But anyway, recently, actually, like a couple weeks ago, my boyfriend was in bed. You know, he's been working at a job for the past 3 months now, and the weekend is actually the only time he gets to sleep. But the weekend is also the time when I wake up because I'm so stressed out recently that I'm like, oh my god, I need to do this, I need to do that. So I wake up really early when my boyfriend is still asleep. And my cat, whenever I get up, for him it's like, okay, the humans are up, so I can start running around and do all of my things. But for some reason, when my boyfriend does so, you know, when he wakes up, my cat doesn't really move that much. It's just when I wake up, so that's kind of funny as well. Anyway, so a couple weeks ago, I woke up, I went on the computer, started working on a few things, and my cat, as usual, was running around, and for some reason, he decided to go over my boyfriend's face, slap him, and ran away. I don't know why he did that, but he did it. And my boyfriend was so angry at my cat. I mean, it's only fair. Like, why does my cat come directly to my boyfriend's face, slap him, and then run away like a coward? I mean, it's my cat, but I thought it was really funny. My boyfriend didn't because he was asleep and he was slapped by a cat. But I don't know, I thought it was kind of funny. Anyway, don't tell him I said that because otherwise it's going to be, I don't know what he's going to say. But I thought it was kind of funny, you know? Anyway, so now, to go back on the build, I'm actually starting to work, or I'm actually already pretty done almost with the kitchen. I'm just trying to find some clutters to place around. Also, with this house, there's actually 2 kind of living room. There is one more formal type of living room, which is right in the entrance area. And there is a less formal type of living room where I was thinking, you know, maybe the family just listening to some music or just reading some books all together. I was really imagining Sam with his 2 boys just sitting on the sofa and telling them, oh, listen to that band, listen to that music, listen to that guitar, listen to that. I don't know, this is something that I really like about families, or family type of gameplay, at least in The Sims. And this was something that my father and I used to do, because we had a mezzanine in the house, which is probably why I like building mezzanines in my Sims houses. It really looks homey for me, and it's not something that I personally am looking for. If one day I would like to have a house, I don't think I would like to have a mezzanine. Of course I would love to, but I feel like to keep it nice, it could use a lot of work, you know, especially when you want to get rid of all these spiders, web and stuff on the ceiling. I feel like it's going to be really difficult. I remember my mother and my father really struggling with these spider's web that were on the ceiling. Anyway, but I remember with my father, on the mezzanine there was a sofa, and we had the huge stereo that my father had built throughout his entire teenage years. Like, this stereo was, or actually is still working apparently. My sister told me that it was still working. But the stereo, my father started building it when it was the 80s, so when he was probably, I think he was 16 years old when he got the first piece that he needed for his stereo. And he built it entirely by himself, and the sound of this stereo is so nice, and he's been taking care of it ever since, or at least when I was still living at his house, he was still taking care of it pretty much. But when I was younger, when I was really, really small, we were sitting together on the mezzanine, on the sofa, listening to some music, and my father was like, listen to that band. We were listening to The Police, to U2, to Serge Gainsbourg as well, who, if you don't know, is a very, very great French singer, French writer as well, songwriter. He actually has a song with my name, Manon, and at the end he says "Je t'aime, Manon." And every time I feel sad, I listen to this song, and I'm like, at least someone loves me, you know. I know it sounds sad, but I don't know. I really, really like Serge Gainsbourg, probably thanks to my dad. And then we also listened to Michael Jackson, of course. There were also a few different French singers and songwriters that we listened to, but mainly U2, The Police, or the Police. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of the band. I feel like it's like Police, but I'm not sure. And yeah, I'm so fond of these memories with my father when we were on the mezzanine just listening to some music together. And when I was building this kind of informal living room where I was imagining Sam would be painting while spending some time with his sons and listening to some music as well with them. You know, he would be painting and telling them, see, this music is inspiring me to create this painting. And, you know, he would go way far into his imagination and into his explanations just to say to his son, be yourselves, you know? Which is pretty much what my dad did, you know, when we were listening to some music with the stereo. Now that I can look back on it, I can realize, you know, he kind of knew what he was talking about, but he was kind of clumsy in the way he was talking about it. But even though, you know, it was still a very nice moment. And if one day I have kids, this is definitely something that I would like to share with them. You know, these moments you just listen to some music together. You do nothing but just listening to the music and talking about what you feel by listening to the music, either because of the instruments or because of the lyrics. Of course, at the time when I was around 5 or 6 years old, I did not understand a word of English, and I barely understood French, to be honest, because let's be honest, French is not an easy language. But yeah, I felt things anyway, you know. And actually, something also really funny, I have a very, very big memory. Like, I can remember things very easily and for a very long time. And there was a song of Sting, not of The Police, but Sting, that I really, really liked. And it had this kind of Arabic melody, which I really, really love in music. And I don't remember the title of the music, and at the time I did not even know the title of the music, but I remembered in which album it was, at what number on the album this song was. And my father really wanted to listen to that music, and I was in my bedroom. I don't remember what I was doing. I was probably just playing The Sims on my PlayStation because I couldn't play The Sims on the computer. So I needed my dose of Sims, so there you go. Just playing on my PlayStation. And so my dad came to my room, he knocked and opened the door and asked me, do you know where I can find this song? And then he just whistled the rhythm of the song, and I was like, oh, it's the album with the golden S of Sting, and it's the number S. It's the number 8. And he was like, okay. He went upstairs, he put the song on, and he was like, yes, that's this one. And every time he needed to find a new song, you know, not find a new song, but find a song that he wanted to listen to, he came to me, and I was like his song library, because I remembered every single music, every single song, and in which album it was and what number it was. I usually did not even know the title of the songs, I just remembered the numbers and which album it was in because of the cover of the album. So my father used to come to me to ask me what music where he could find the music that he wanted to listen to, because he did not remember this. And I don't know, this was something that for some reason I was kind of proud of, and that made me feel good about myself, like I was useful at something, you know, and it's still something that I love doing, you know, when I'm listening to music. I remember where it is. I don't usually remember the titles of the song, but I remember where to find it for some reason. But anyway, I'm actually almost done with the exterior of the house, and I remember when I was building this part of the house, I was like, okay, I'm almost done with the house, because usually when I finish the landscaping, it's when I'm almost done with the house. But for this one, as you may have realized, I was kind of going back and forth with the landscaping and then the furnishing, because I was just not... I didn't feel that inspired with the landscaping. I just did over and over and over the same thing. I was just trying not to overdo the landscaping and not place too many plants everywhere, even though I think I did. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments actually what you think about the landscaping, because I've been trying different things with the landscaping. I don't know if it shows that much. I personally don't really see any evolution or any change in my landscaping, but when I'm doing it, I see a difference, so that's kind of strange. But yeah, especially with the terrain paint, I've been trying different things as well with the terrain paint. But when I was building this part of the house, when I was working on this part of the house, I was like, okay, I'm almost done. And then when I went back to make sure that everything was in the house, everything was okay, that's when I realized, oh, I still have more than half of the house to furnish, how nice. And then I just took a break and then went back, and I'm not sure, I don't think I have worked already on the twins' bedrooms, because I actually furnished their bedrooms as if they were children, because I thought that by the time the family would move into the house, the twins would be children. But actually I moved the family right away as soon as I was done with the house, and the twins are still toddlers by the time I'm doing this voiceover. So I actually just replaced their beds with toddler beds, but otherwise everything in their room is the same. And I'm just so excited for you guys to see Heath's bedroom, because I feel like it was the one that was the most personalized. And I'm starting to see some kind of a personality for each toddler, and I've been also thinking about what to do with them, what to explore in the game with them, and I'm just so excited for Heath for some reason. I feel like he's going to be a very interesting character to play with. And if you don't know, Luna's favorite color, at least for me, is pink or purple. And Luna and Heath have been really close from each other. They've been hanging out together a lot. Heath has been spending time with his mom when she was doing yoga. And Luna, she wears a lot of pink and purple. Her yoga mat and her meditation stool are both kind of purplish, pinkish colors. And I think Heath really loves the color purple and pink, just like his mother. Except that I think he likes a darker shade of pink and purple than his mother. So his entire room is purple, and I know, you know, that usually when people build purple or pink bedrooms, it's for a girl. I've never built a pink or purple bedroom for a girl except when I was playing the Not So Berry challenge. Other than that, I don't feel like there's a lot of girls that do like pink. I personally do not like pink. I feel like it's such a throw-up color, especially when there's a lot of pink everywhere. It's like, ugh. I mean, each their own. I personally don't like it, but there you go. And also, as you can see, the bathrooms here are kind of purpley pink color, because these are the bathrooms that Luna uses a lot, so she wanted to personalize them a bit more. But so for Heath, he has a more purple color theme bedroom. And I think he's going to love the nature quite a bit. He spends a lot of time outside with Mochi as well. So I think he's going to be really close to nature. And I've used, you will see that pretty soon, I've used the dressers that came with Parenthood. And one of the swatches is kind of purple with this kind of trees on the drawers. And I was like, this is just perfect for Heath. And I just love the fact that, you know, he's a boy and he has this kind of purple bedroom, and I don't know, it felt so nice. And I know that I'm kind of making a huge deal out of this, even though I shouldn't, but I don't know, I'm just so... I've never had a boy. I've always wanted to have a boy, actually, that liked the color pink or purple, but it never really happened to me until now, so I'm just so excited to have a boy that likes this color. I'm just so excited for him, and I would love to know what you think. His bedroom is just so nice, and I had so much fun furnishing his room, honestly. And so here I wanted to use this chair that came with Parenthood, but I didn't find a purple type of color, so I went with the pink one. But I'm just so happy with this bedroom. It's just so nice. And I think he's really in touch with his emotions, and I think he really knows what he feels and he knows how to deal with his emotions, or at least he's learning how to, and I would like to work towards the emotional control trait for him. While George, he's a little bit different. I still need to figure out a bit more what George would like to do in his life. I mean, I have some kind of an idea, but I'm still not so sure. He seems to be a bit more rough than his brother, that's for sure, but I don't know, I still need to figure him out, and I don't know, these bedrooms, they're kind of small, but I had so much fun furnishing them and trying to figure out their personalities, you know, and I don't know, I just had so much fun furnishing their bedrooms. So also with this house, there is 4 bedrooms plus an office, which can be technically considered as a bedroom. I actually considered it as a bedroom when I uploaded it on the gallery. Because this is how it works for, you know, how is it called? Real estate agencies. An office technically is a room which can be used as a bedroom, so I consider the offices as being bedrooms. So there is technically 5 bedrooms in this house, even though I've only made 4 bedrooms. The children's bedrooms are actually really easy to renovate if you have toddlers. As I said, I just removed the children's bed to place a toddler bed. And there are also 3 bedrooms and one of the three bathrooms, and the bathroom downstairs is actually also a laundry area, and it's a very spacious house and everything is just so nice. And I just really like this house. So let me know what you think about it in the comments. And if you play with it, please let me know what you think of the house. If you find any issues, tell me as well, because I didn't find any. But yay, I'm actually going to leave you here. So it was really fun to hang out with you guys, and I'm really curious to know what you think about this house, and I'm also really excited to update you on the family. I don't know exactly when, I'm thinking towards the end of April, but yay! I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Everything, if you want to download the house in the gallery, you have all of the information in the description. And yeah, I'm going to leave you here, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you in the next one.